Hey, good morning guys. So finally, after all this time, I finally found what I was looking for. Put some new wheels on the ROUSH, and what you see down here are the Quicksilver ROUSH wheels. I had polished wheels on this car before. If you hadn't noticed, they were polished. Now, if you've ever had a daily driver, some of you may know I do daily drive this car, the polished wheels are a little bit to take care of. They're a little hard to maintain. So what I ended up doing was I finally found somebody who wanted to swap, and we swapped my polished wheels for his Quicksilver ROUSH wheels. Same exact style of wheel, it's just powder coated silver. Now, the tires were the exact same. The Continental Extreme Contact Sport tires, they were the same tires. He had about 2,000 miles on his tires. I had about 4,000 or 5,000 miles on my tires, okay? So they were about the same. So it was an even swap. The tire sizes were about the same and everything else. So what I have here on these tires are the ROUSH stock 275 35/20s all the way around. If you remember my last wheels, I had 285 35s on the back, just a little bit wider due to some warranty issues that Continental did a warranty claim, and they got me some new wheels, and I went ahead and upgraded the 285s. Eventually, I would like to put 295 35 on the back of this car and leave the 275s up front. So we'll see what happens. But as you can see here, the car is still up on jack stands. It's been on jack stands for the last week now, waiting for me to drive up to Ohio to get these wheels. We did the swap. Shout out to Jeffrey Teets, who looked me up on Facebook after asking around for months and months for somebody who wanted to swap, and he finally bought into the swap. And I drove up to Ohio to visit some family, took them with me, and we swapped them out. Now these wheels are, like I said, the Quicksilver wheels. Now what ROUSH did on these, which I thought was really cool, was on the inside, on the barrels of these wheels, they powder coated them black. So it's black on the inside, and it's the Quicksilver on the outside. A little bit different than the polished wheels. The polished wheels were all polished, okay? So they were all polished inside the barrels and outside, and it was just hard to maintain. It really was. And I'm a little OCD, so the little bit of discoloration and the scratches in the polish, I just couldn't live with it on a daily driver especially. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean these wheels up. We're gonna put a ceramic coating on them, and then we're gonna install them on the car, see? So a little helpful tip on this: whenever you clean your wheel and you have the wheel off of the vehicle, the best thing to do is, a lot of people start to clean the surface because that's most important. The best thing to do is actually flip it around, spray the inside first, because when you do that, then you get some solution inside on the front side through here. So clean this side first, and then with a separate towel, you want to clean the face of it so you don't get anything scratched. You can see little pieces of tar inside the wheel from road grime and whatnot there. So clean all that off. If you need to, you can clay bar it and get it all good and off of there. This wheel actually is pretty good. This all-purpose cleaner will take off quite a bit of that tar right there as it is. So you clean the back side with one towel, and then don't flip it over and clean the front. Just do a completely different towel to clean the front side of the wheel. That way you don't get any scratches on the major part of the wheel. But once you clean this side here, you can see there's still some solution and stuff that came through here. So if you clean the front side first, and then you spray the back side, you're gonna get solution all in the front. You're gonna wipe it down again anyway, so. So a completely different towel to clean the front side. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the CarPro C-Quartz, and I'm gonna coat the entire inside of the wheel wells, or the wheel barrels, okay? So when I do the barrels, I'm gonna go ahead and do all the barrels. So put a little bit on here, a few drops there. I'm gonna do the entire barrel on every wheel, okay? Coat that, and then I'll come back and remove it off, take it off. Just a little bit on there. You don't need a whole lot of this, just a few drops. Roll it if you need to, so you make sure you get everything. Put a few more on there. A few more drops. Now, this is going to coat the inside with a ceramic coating so that the insides will come clean just with a spray of the hose, and they'll continue to look good. And you won't have any kind of road grime on there whenever you're at shows and whatnot, okay? So the inside of that one. So now that that's kind of dry, go back to the wheel that you started with, the clean microfiber. Now that it's flashed, it's a little humid out here right now. It's pretty bad in Kentucky right now. It's pretty humid. So we're gonna let it sit here for a sec. Now we can wipe it down. Nice and smooth. You already can tell and feel how smooth these wheels are on the inside and the barrows. There we go. Very nice and shiny. C-Quartz, CarPro does have what they call deluxe, which is a wheel coating. It doesn't last as long as the C-Quartz, so I went ahead and did the C-Quartz on these, but it's a good trim coating too for your plastics. I just didn't order any of it, so I don't have it right now, but I have plenty of UK, since I have some customers that like me coat their cars with it. There's plenty of it laying around. There we go. Now, one other thing I want to mention on these, whenever you're going to coat the barrel of a wheel, you want to make sure that it's already got the wheel weights on it right here, you can see, because if not, it's going to have a hard time. Some of the wheel weights are going to have a hard time sticking to the wheel with the coating on. And as you know, these came off of someone else's car. They were already mounted and balanced, so the wheel weights were already on there. So I can go ahead and coat them after the wheel weights were on the wheel. So make sure you do that before you coat them. Another thing I want to point out is go ahead and put some rubber gloves on, because the applicator is great for the barrels of the wheels, but the front side of the wheels, we're going to use the applicator as well as a hand towel to get some of the cracks and creases inside of the wheels. And you're not going to want to do that with your bare hands. This stuff's pretty intense. So you can also use a little bit of mask, breathing mask, so that you don't have any issues with breathing this toxic stuff in. If you do a whole car, you definitely want to use a mask. With the wheels, it's not too bad, but you want to make sure that you get every side and crack of the wheel, so that really it's the cracks and the creases of the wheel that's going to get the dirtiest anyhow, and they're the hardest parts to clean. So you want to make sure that you wipe down the entire wheel with the C-Quartz. Okay, we got the top side. Grab our hand towel, put a few drops on there. I'm going to put quite a bit of drops on there, to be honest with you. And then we're going to do all the cracks and creases. The inside where the lug nuts are, it gets really dirty, as you can see here. Clean that up. Yeah, get all the cracks here. Okay, so now that we've got a second coat of ceramic C-Quartz on the wheel, what we're going to do is we're going to seal it. We're going to use some CarPro Reload right here, and we're going to seal the wheel. We're going to do the whole wheel first and then move on to the next wheel, unlike what we did before with spray the backs or coat the backs and then coat the fronts. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to spray it down, turn it on, spray it down, pretty good coat, and then just wipe the whole thing down. Second coat of C-Quartz went on really easy, really well. Made sure to get all the cracks, the crevices, and get it in there in the wheel lug nuts and the lug holes rather. So wipe this down real good, and then once we get it all wiped down front and back, it'll be ready to go on the car. All right, now becomes the fun part. We've got them coated, cleaned up. Now we got to stick them on the car. So you see, nice and clean, nice and coated. Matches the decal on the side of the car right here. So we'll get these put on all the way around, pull it out of the garage, take a look at it. And when you're doing something like this, you definitely want to make sure that you check the owner's manual and torque your lug nuts back down. And then after 500 miles, you're going to torque them down again. There she is, finished product. The silver wheels, the Quicksilver wheels really go well with the decals. Brings out the side stripe, I believe, and also the front badge. It just really goes well with the whole theme of the car. So if you step back this far, it actually looks like they're polished. The shine and the light color just almost looks like the wheels are polished again. But so much easier to keep clean, take care of. So you can see, turned out really, really nice. Goes well with the stripe all the way down to the badge, to the front wheels. Just overall phenomenal turnout. Really, really happy with it. One thing I did notice though, I haven't shown you guys my new addition underneath of the hood. I've had some pictures of it, but I haven't shown the cover in person. So there's the cover, some custom decals, or custom badges rather, and then the Modify My Stang really did a good job on the engine cover and the paint matching the Kona blue. As you can see, we got the Moroso tank in there, the ROUSH cover, and then the UPR catch can down here. That works really well. So overall, just really happy with the turnout of the car and the way things are going with it. It's been a phenomenal ride so far, and look forward to some more mods in the future, hopefully. You can see there, just a really good turnout, and of course the RS2 badge on the strut tower bar. So overall, really happy with the car. Love the wheels. They turned out really good. Just overall happy with everything so far that we've done with the car. You can see there. So until next time, guys, we'll see you later on.